Okay, I apologize for the confusion tonight, folks. We had a meeting scheduled for the regular community room. I learned today that our fire chiefs had planned to have a dinner here this evening, and they did not notify us of the event. So, as a matter of courtesy, we figured we would let them go ahead and continue that dinner since we have this area available. Okay. First order of business is the acceptance of minutes for the special board of selectmen meeting of February 27th, the special board of selectmen meeting from March 5th, the regular meeting April 11th, and the regular meeting of April 25th. I'd like to make a motion that we accept those minutes. Can I have a second? Okay, all in favor? Aye. We got some reports this evening. Steve, thank you for being here, and we'll go with you first since you're here. I'm going to move you up. You're not on here.
Yes.
For regional district. I'm going to move you up since you're here first.
Early April, the Board of Ed passed the 2012-13 budget. The referendum was yesterday. It passed. The proposed budget, well, the accepted budget is a 0.14 increase over last year's budget. Sunday, March 4th, a group of seniors from the high school participated in the Moody's Mega Math Challenge. This is a national competition that asks students to create mathematical models regarding a current issue and making a recommendation based on that model. This year's problem involved determining the viability of a high-speed rail system in any one of 7 regions nationally. The students from the high school finished in the top 55 teams nationwide out of more than 1,000 teams. By finishing in the top 55, each member of the team earned a $1,000 scholarship to the schools of their choice. 5 members of the team were Brianna Church, Tom Day, Rachel Roberts, Emma Sonneson, and Megan Tischbein. 2 elementary school students were recognized in the Connecticut Secretary of State's annual citizenship poster contest. Lily Bucko received an honorable mention, and Skylar Dragoo won 3rd place. Skylar and Lily will be recognized by the Secretary of State Denise Merrill at the State Capitol on May 24, 2012. The high school boys swim team just completed a very successful season with 7 swimmers achieving all-state recognition and placing. The team placed 4th in the Class S state championship. The college acceptance season is wrapping up for the senior class at the high school, and among the prestigious programs where seniors have received acceptances were Harvard University, Yale University, Princeton University, University of Connecticut Honors Program, Tufts University, Colby College, University of Michigan, and the University of Virginia. On May 21st, the high school will host the Shoreline Math Challenge. This event will ask pre-calc and calculus students from across the shoreline to solve a series of life-size logic puzzles. The challenge will be a scored competition. High school 2 successful trips abroad during the April vacation for high school students. One group toured cultural and historical sites in Italy and Greece, and another toured sites in France. And last, the middle school 8th grade held their annual Washington, D.C. trip the week of April 24th. This trip includes tours of important government and historical locations along with museum and other local sites.
Thank you, Steve. Any questions for Steve?
No?
Great accomplishment.
Yeah, I'll say.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for sharing this.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to introduce this evening the Animal Control Officers Report, which is something that I've been getting faithfully since the first of the year when a new Animal Control Officer took over. I've not been sharing it with you in any great detail, but I think because the activity is becoming so much more significant, and because the position is beginning to show some real results with regard to tracking unlicensed animals and securing fines and making sure that licenses fees are secured, I thought I'd share some of this with you as I can on the reports. Interesting, for the month of April, there were 23 items on her report, most of which required some form of action other than phone calls. Give you an example of some of those. They had to do with some dog bites, which we were called in to handle the animal, and roaming dogs, lost dogs, some other farm animals that were displaced. Our animal control officer seems to work well with the people in calming some of the fears and some of the anxieties that comes along with a pet that does damage or causes injury. And her communications is extremely good with us, which helps us to be able to offset any potential liability situations with our insurance carrier. So we're really pleased that some of the activities have been going on. One in particular, when we revolved a state police call along with the animal control when one of the Marianne Muse's dog was bitten, and she and Jeff run the bed and breakfast up on the 154, and that was handled beautifully. Sean, I believe you reported one to me with regard to the Town and Country Nursery, and the animal control officer went and spoke to the owners of the Town and Country Nursery about that dog and the possible dangers that he may pose. The dog bit a 3-year-old boy in the face several months ago. The officer spoke to Todd Curry, who is the state ACO officer for guidance. Because they own the property, it is not considered roaming for the dog to be wandering outside of their premises, as long as it's on the premises. I discussed with them the possibility of not having the dog loose during business hours due to the dog's history. I warned them that if they get a complaint about the dog, she will have to give them a ticket for public nuisance. So that's the situation on the Town and Country. Thank you for alerting us, Sean, for the possibility that dog still roaming. So I would encourage you to, if you have any interaction with Dawn, how do you pronounce her last name? Kowalski. Yeah, okay. If you have any interaction with her, please provide her with some encouragement, because she's doing a really nice job. Okay, we have a report from the Senior Center Manager, Mark Lundgren. On Wednesdays, along with the aerobic exercise and Tai Chi, the center now has a wood carvers group. We meet at 10 a.m. and have started 2 small projects. One is a 3-dimensional star, and the other is a bear. The group was spearheaded by Mrs. Joanne Wyatt. She will be displaying some of her art in the May art show. Craftsman Bob Gish, another gifted carver, has joined us and has roughed out the bear and cut up wood blocks on his handsaw. We expect another future carver to join us in a week or so, bringing the group to 7. All are welcome, and I believe we do have that, well, that's already going to go into it, there's a ceremony there at this point. A long-term sign project has been taken on for the Haddam Garden Club, as they have been very generous to the center. To fill in Friday afternoons, the center started bingo after lunch twice a month. About 20 seniors will join us. On the 16th, 24 seniors took part in a discussion with Middlesex Hospital Dr. Michael Parker on GERD, or heartburn. Being overweight looks to be the major culprit. On the 20th, the center was full of friends and neighbors from other towns, East Haddam, East Hampton, and Killington, to play setback, have a great lunch and a concert. 46 were served lunch without a hitch. About 20 more seniors came to the Tom Callahan concert. He was super. He will be back in Haddam at the Farmers Market at the beginning of June. We then had ice cream and toppings, and also enjoyed baked desserts from Chesterfield's. This event took a lot of help from volunteers, and I thank them. 22 seniors went on a monthly trip. This time we visited a real hidden gem, the Shoreline Trolley Museum we stayed in Brantford. We rode the trolley and toured barns full of restored trolleys, each in an interesting history told by our conductor. The 9-town bus service started, operating scheduled trips to Middletown and Old Saybrook along Saybrook Road this month, and seniors are using it. They thank you. A note about the 9-town, we're going to be talking about that a bit tonight with regard to the request for to proceed with an agreement for a dial-a-ride service. The 9-town transit came about as a result of our ability to coordinate the 9-town dial-a-ride service with them and partner up with them on that, which enabled them to provide this service for us in charge. Okay. Next report is from Mark Lundgren regarding his duties as the municipal agent for the elderly. All heating issues have been resolved that were held over from last month. The next heating season looks like it could be a challenge considering the needs of the relatively mild heating season. We need to advocate the early replenishing of public health's fuel funds. We'll coordinate that with Candy. The quarter I reported on previously will have the first of many court dates during the month of May. This is part of the evidence process as the person is the renter. I am working to make the process as easy as possible on the individual. The state's renters rebate program application period starts again in mid-May. I am getting up to speed on this and will be attending my first training session on May 1st. Contacts have been made at High Meadows for interested renters. I plan on an awareness campaign in the next few months. I would like to pass on to you the early success of the 9-town transit bus route has been late April was the first month of the service to enter Middletown or Saybrook Road 154 on a regularly scheduled basis. The word is that the staff are friendly and very accommodating. I am part of a new local group trying to develop volunteers to help needy residents with minor home repairs and or cleanups and dump runs. This is the idea of local resident, Mrs. Charlize Roper, and partnering with HK, Youth and Family Services, and local churches, organizations, and individuals. I report on this again as it moves forward. And on the matter of local churches, I was fortunate enough to be invited to the National Day of Prayer last week, where representatives from various churches and some interested parishioners met at the center in Higham and had some prayer group for an hour or so. It was a delightful experience, and it was a breath of fresh air to have experienced these people coming from all different parts of our town with all different religious faces. It was truly rewarding, personally rewarding experience. And I hope that next year when we have this again, we could get a really nice turnout and kind of support. Okay.
Any issues of separation of church and state?
No, I took off my tie.
Very good.
I thought about that.
Just checking.
I did think about that. Okay, Steve Davis report. Okay, I have a note from under additions and transfers, a note from our assessor. And I think I've left a copy of this with you guys, so Sean, I'm not sure if you got a chance to see it or not. Let me give you a full copy as I go along. This is an addition. This is an addition to our agenda, or did you get it on the agenda?
It's under,
Under additions and transfers?
right.
Okay.
I think that particular one was not on.
Okay.
the agenda. We just covered under addition.
An addition, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Okay, recently, this is from Maryland, Beaumont, our assessor. Recently, Tammy and I have experienced some unforeseen health issues affecting our ability to physically perform inspections to complete open building permits at this particular time, both of which are on leave and they just came back. Currently, the assessor's office has had over 200 building permits to be visited before October 1st, 2012. These include permits for new home construction, barns, garages, decks, additions, etc. Some of which are new permits since October 1st, 2011. And some are those which must be revisited due to the certificate of occupancy or which were incomplete on October 1st. For the above reason, I would like to request utilizing some remaining funds in the assessor's line for professional development and mileage to engage an experienced assessor data collector to assist in the completion of field work before the end of this fiscal year. This will allow for a continuous flow of field work production with no backlogs, ultimately resulting in an increase in the grand list. I am electing not to attend important conferences, meetings, and seminars, or take mileage reimbursement for field work, as I feel in the best interest of the town. The funds will be better expended toward increasing the grand list. Our office does not have coverage for vacation and sick time, so whenever one of us is out, the other cannot leave the office to do field work. Currently, Tammy has over 2 weeks of vacation to be used before August, and I have over 2 weeks of vacation, etc. Also, I would like to use $700 from line 0110-030-5803-002 car mileage and $550 from line 0110-030-53-03007 professional development to fund this request. These funds will allow for a great number of permits to be completed by July 1st. Now, normally, if we have a line that is available to facilitate this, but there is no money in that line. So what I'm going to offer is a motion for a cleaner budget. I recommend we approve this request and fund the expenses cited above through line 1403002 and adjust the department budget accordingly in the fiscal year. In essence, what that means is that we run that line in a balance, and red balance, and then balance against the ones that are available for those months in the fiscal year. So I would like to...
Those physical issues permanent?
No,
I'm not trying to,
no, they're not. They're both.
I remember I should have asked that.
No, that's okay. No, they're not permanent. There's still some residual.
Okay. This would be pressed just for this year, just until.
Just to finish up the machine.
Are they saying that they can't, this money's gonna go so someone can do all 200?
No, I think they probably go, it's solid there.
They can do none between now and October, is that what you're saying? This person
They're
hiring us to do all of them, I asked that, not, they can't do any.
The assessor and the assistant assessor won't be able to do any before others. One is just coming back and it's all in the other one. We basically got 30 days, 45 days of recuperation. See, the reason I do this is because that money is available and to put it to good use. They want to finish it up and put it and do it with these assessments done. Because they're not going to be able to go to the conferences and so on.
They can't do anything.
Okay. And all in favor? This will be the motion. Thank you, John. Okay, tax refunds, we've got 3. looks like Will Chamberlain, LLC. Will. And it's for $254.97. Is that what real estate? And Gina Crouch, C-R-O-U-C-H, $5.56 for a bill. And Bradley Wheeler, $221.94.
That's more vehicles.
More vehicle, that's more vehicle, yeah. Can I have the motion to approve those?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Great, thank you. We're going to have to get bigger forms. All right, now next line of business, we have any old business, unless you guys have any old business you want to talk about this evening? The new business is the Essex Transit District Dial-A-Ride Program, which I'd love to package with you. Basically, what this is a derivative of is a municipal grant that is available and will continue to be available for us. And the net proceeds will go to an appropriate amount of dial-a-ride events that are covered in the contract that I left with you. Basically, for our grant this year is $20,000 and change, which comes down to about 553 rides. The contract that you have here basically tells what the scope of the services are, the eligibility, and a little bit about the service fees, which are $1.5 to $3, depending on whether you receive or every person using the facility. This will help us, this program will help us to facilitate, to help our senior band, which is usually, in many cases, is used for no appointments. Sometimes when it's not available, people have to wait and make different appointments. They'll be able to facilitate this, their appointments through this as well for a lesser fee. The term of the agreement is will be through for 1 year, but the compensation for it will be dependent on the grant. So if the grant runs out, the service will run out. And that's about it. And as I said, with the dial-a-ride gives us the ability to link into the transit benefits of the Marshall Transit District.
Basically, get a line on this.
They call, there is a manual, there's a brochure that's going to be coming out. They're going to call the estuary district, they're going to make an appointment, or they're going to do the service hours. The service can be provided during the Flyers published dial-a-ride hours, currently Monday to Friday, from 6:15 to 5:45. Upon determination, Flyer dial-a-ride service may be reduced or canceled for holidays during the weather. So they will make the call, they say they need a vehicle tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I've got a doctor's appointment, someone will be there, take them, pick them up, take them home, or I'd like to go shopping and, somewhere. So it's a good program, it's fully granted, and the contract is set so that the services, where we do not encounter any expenses ourselves. So on that note, I'd like to ask your approval to execute the contract. All fair? Great, thanks. Okay, now next thing we need to talk about is the 105 Bridge Street. I sent you all an email, and for the folks that are here, perhaps this would serve as a little bit of a background. I sent you this email on the 19th. Folks, you are familiar with the litany of events on this property, which I'm hoping has now come to an end. Briefly, a few years ago, we thought we had the property sold to Jeff Ruddle at about $750,000. When it was determined that the property would require about $200,000 to clean, we went back to the drawing board. Rummel agreed to do remediation and pay $550,000 if the town approved the change, and if potable water could be brought to the site. It never got to another town meeting because DPH would not approve the new well for the intended use on the site. We settled up with Rummel and went into a holding pattern. It's been about a year now, and during the time the property has sunk in value, and we have been unable to secure a lessee. We are therefore left with three options: continue to find a lessee that would probably not be in keeping with a village concept because of the water limitation, clean the property ourselves and try to remarket, or sell the property the way it is at a reduced price. To get to a place where we could choose one of those options, I had an appraisal done on the property. I will see that you all get a clean copy, but the bottom line is that the appraisal company feels the value of the property is $310,000. From this, we would have to deduct a real estate sales fee and the return of an outstanding USDA-RBS grant payment, which is $62,000. At the end of the day, we would end up with a net about $235,000. But because we would require the new owner to hold us harmless from any contamination issues, we would at least be free of future liability and expense, put the property back on the tax roll, and dress up the village. We would have to list the property, preferably with the real estate agent Val, who lost $30,000 on the first go around, entertain offers, and sell for one of the few who can handle the remediation satisfactorily. There is one who is extremely interested and has the wherewithal to get the job done. I would appreciate your thoughts. I don't believe we need a vote, but I want to be sure that we all concur. If we move forward, which I think we should, we would have to hold another town meeting to ratify the offer. Please get back to me whenever you can. So I'd like to, based on this, I'd like to make a recommendation that you permit me to list the engage a real estate agent along with our attorney overseeing the matter and put it up on the market to sell. I would give the real estate agent this appraisal, have them do their own study, and come back to us with a suggested amount, which hopefully might be more than $310,000 that the appraisal actually came out. But I do think we should get the ball rolling, and I'd like to, with thoughts of approval, to go ahead and do that.
Does the $300,000 take into consideration the mediation?
The $300,000 is the way the property is now, that it doesn't get into the remediation. No.
So if it was clean, it would be worth $310,000 or something?
If it were clean, we probably could have got rid of the items that are on there, the garage that's up there, and cleaned it up, and it probably might show up a little better in 310. The appraisal itself based on what everything looks like now. I think that if we get a real estate agent involved and take a look at it, have to do it, we don't necessarily have to put it up for 310. I think we can see what they come up with. But I do think we should get involved and engage for sale. We can't do anything unless we go to town meeting anyway.
Yes, so, I think we have to put up, so, I agree. I wouldn't put any limitations necessarily on the realtor, let's see what the realtor recommends as a price. Sometimes the sales price is very different than appraisal value, so if the realtor, or realtors, or units, or multiple, whatever you want to do, but we need to get in the markets. That's the only way we're going to try to find the true value is to see what the market says. Bids and winners, and we're going to find the actual value. So I recommend for the market.
Okay. I think we don't necessarily have to vote for that, but just for draw the motion. All in favor? Thank you. Okay, great. Okay, we are going to, we're in a matter of rescheduling our budget meetings. The public hearing is this evening following this meeting from the Board of Finance to go over the 12-13 budget, which the charter calls for us to have our town meeting within 2 weeks of the public hearing that the Board of Finance has. So in order to do that, we need to get the Board of Finance's final recommendation for the town meeting. And that probably won't be done tonight, it may be done tomorrow, which when we have to put out legal notice, we want to be sure that we can adhere to the time frame of legal notice. So therefore, that means, the long and short, that means that the next available date for the town meeting would be May 23rd, in accordance with the schedule of working with the Board of Finance to put out public notice. So we will list that as after we hear from the Board of Finance, but for your benefit, it looks like it's going to be May 23rd. All right, that's all I've got. You guys got anything else?
No?
Okay, and open up to the public comments.
Yeah, those appraisal for the 105 Bridge Street. Number one, was that budgeted last year, or is that something, where did the money come from? How much did it cost?
It cost, it was budgeted, it was not budgeted as a line item. We took it out of, I forget, I'll take a look and see where it came out. It came out to do with the economic development. I believe.
Do you know how much it was?
It was $2,800
About 2,000.
about 2,000? Yeah.
Yeah, 2,000.
And that's a good assessor, I mean, it's a good.
Oh, yeah, it's the one that we've used quite a bit, minor strokes.
Now, did you ask how much your town could get if it was clean?
It was appraised on the value of the property, that's all it
That's what it
is.
is, but I mean, if it was.
But they would have to determine what the price of the remediation would be. When at first, if you remember, the memo I just wrote, it was $750,000, and we had ECS look at it, Tony had ECS look at it, and it came back to the figure it's going to cost $200,000. So then Ronald came to the table and said, okay, I'll give you the difference between that 200 and the 750, knowing that we probably could do cheaper himself. So the number that's hanging out there is $200,000. We have a couple of people interested. We probably could clean the property a lot cheaper than that. But the biggest thing is whoever does it will hold us harmless, completely harmless from any contamination issues at all. And that's the key to it. So we wanted to, that would be part of the package.
Still, I mean, we don't know if we were cleaning it up and we would put out to bid to clean up, so it was $200,000. I mean, it's a big piece of property in Haddam. That it could be maybe more than 350,000, 305,000, 310 if you talk.
Well, the last number we had to clean up was 200,000. I mean, could we put it on?
Well, that was given by the person that wanted to buy it.
So that was given by ECS. That was an independent person who verified the estimate that was given by the person who, I think, is it possible to put out an estimate, to
I'm just thinking that there's going to be something done by the DP or EPA at some point, that maybe we rush it too fast for a low price, because obviously the real estate market is not very high right now. And that maybe we jump in too fast. There's a building there that we're not using, that we could have had maybe this meeting held there if we were keeping this building. I mean, we have problems and things we could use. That's all.
Okay. Good points well taken. I think when we get out to take a look at what the real estate market generally looks like, what the offers are, if there are any offers, we come back and say, and then maybe perhaps we can compare what an actual cost of contamination cleanup would be. For all of this, as you know, we'll go over.
Yeah, I want to also point that we're paying $40,000, I think, for rent a year to rent some equipment for the town, garage because we don't have space, there's space down there.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Of course, it is in the center of the house, so,
Well,
I mean,
you want to save money, you can save money.
I don't know if I can't jump to the assumption that that property will house what we pay the rent. That's an assumption.
Okay, don't forget, we have a lot of assumptions going on.
yeah, there are, and that's one of the reasons why we want to get out there, see what the actual value to sell it is, and see what the person who wants to buy it, will do with it. I mean, if that's a clean area that we're trying to enhance the value of the economic development standpoint, if someone were to buy it, want to bring in something that would help us to boost the economic development down there, in kind with what the village is, we hope will be someday, maybe an attractive, and it may not be. Maybe somebody wants to come in and say, I'll buy it on the garage.
If you have more than one person, if you go to make them bid,
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we want to go through with the real estate agent, put it up, entertain the offers, see what it tastes like, and put it back on the table. I don't know what's going to turn in that. We try our best to try to get some kind of leasing going there for the past year. And it's the only people want to put, construction there. We don't get no one, they want to Bridge Street, So we have that, we tried really hard to get some interest there at least, but it's just becoming a really, I think, really empty. Good points, though, thank you.
You say there could not be a well put on the property, is that because the water is contaminated?
There is pockets of contamination there, yes.
What is it contaminated, you know?
I don't know the exact contaminants at this point in time, I apologize. There is a report that has that all.
salt in that,
Mostly.
salt in that.
Is that something that probably has to be cleaned up, that has to be cleaned up?
Yes, it has to, yeah, but not enough DPH to provide a well. Then you got the little arcs that basically are a problem with where they go with regard to the type of occupancy that's going to be there. So it's not, it's not a, all I know is right now we have not had any success in looking at anything that would be attractive and would be able to provide water there. So that's what we thought, if we can get somebody who wants to buy it, knows how to clean it, put something in there that will benefit the town, even though it is at a lower price that we ultimately would pay for itself by getting it back on the tax rolls.
My other question is, have there been a town meeting, or is there going to be a town meeting on the new transfer station?
We had an informational meeting a couple weeks ago, which basically Anchor Engineering came down and did a, here's where we are in the process, here's what the operation is going to look like, and at that point in time, we had an indication of that it is going to be a work in progress, that we are going to open it up with as least disruption as possible, and we are going to hire another person to be a monitor or an attendant to make sure that the rules are kept the way they're supposed to be.
So there was a public meeting of...
It was an informational meeting, yes. I missed that.
I put it on Haddam Meetings. If you go to YouTube, it's on Haddam Meetings.
Yeah.
You can watch it up on online.
I know this is the appropriate time to bring this up, but just one question on the, is it still going to be $50 that you...
Yes, $50 as we talked about last year, and the commercial, anybody who uses commercial, will be $10 a voucher.
Well, I had mentioned to you one time, I don't know if you recall, that on the same household, doesn't matter whether it's a female vehicle A or male vehicle B from the same household, the same refuge. But the way it is right now, you have to buy 2 different tickets for each vehicle.
Yeah.
And now it's going to be $50, it's going to be $100. Isn't there a way that we can make one ticket with the 2 different, on the same ticket with 2 different vehicle A license plate number, vehicle B, and able to put it on both vehicles and have it in the computer system so that when it calls up, they can see?
We're looking at that as something like that as a possibility. In the meantime, I would say if you have a situation where both vehicles are being used, and because one person is driving, has the car with them, that type of thing, there's always room for, exceptions to law. But we're looking at ways to make it more encompassing, right now,
Especially now, it's gonna be $50.
yeah, right now, that's still pretty cheap, but it is, for what we're offering.
I understand, I mean, just the idea you have to pay $100 instead of the same amount of revenues, that's all. And the other thing was, I guess, if you want to put something in the bulk now, you gotta go down and they get a ticket of $10.
No, that was a premature, invitation. If you use the station for MSW or bulky waste, you're an individual, you're a resident, okay, if you're using it for commercial use, here's Joe the painter, okay, you come in, constantly using it for commercial reasons, you have to pay $10.
Oh, sometimes I just come up with
Joe the plumber, yes,
sometimes, probably a couple times a year, I might have a couple buckets that goes into that, no, I hate that.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be watching to make sure anybody commercial don't dump a whole bunch of stuff down there above and beyond what they should.
Yep. And we're going to try to, somebody had a good recommendation at the last meeting was to identify the people who are working there. So we're going to get them some shirts and give them some education and make sure that they are user-friendly.
That's good. Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know when your next Board of Selectmen meeting is, now that things are kind of get screwed up?
Yes, we're going to have to do it the 23rd before the town meeting.
Okay. Is there a way we can get both of those up on the website?
As soon
On
as
the
the
calendar?
agenda is done for the town meeting will go on as soon as the
think
Board
it's
of
up
Finance
already.
is it up already? the
No.
town meeting?
Nothing is on the 23rd online.
It's under the Board of Selectmen.
Oh, we'll see, okay. Yeah, is there a way we can get it actually on the calendar?
soon as
Instead of
Calendar
instead of
is-
being buried in
As
on
soon
the...
as-
Schedule is going to
As soon as the schedule goes up, as soon as the Board of Finance tells me that they're not going to wait till next week to approve this budget, as soon as they tell me tonight or tomorrow, it will go on the website. Because I really can't do it until then. And then I have to send out the public notices,
Right.
and then, so that'll be good. But we are going to have the next Board of Selectmen meeting just before that meeting, as we are here now tonight. And it'll be, the agenda on that will be done next week.
So is the plan to make sure you have an agenda before anything is posted online? Is that the way you guys,
For the Board of Selectmen?
for any town meeting?
It's been,
Or commission.
the dates can be posted, the general dates for all the commissions and boards and so on can be posted or will be posted if they aren't already on the calendar, but they're going to be changed. And so over time, as we've changed our Board of Selectmen meetings,
So then the general plan is to not put it up then until a couple of days before then, in case you're changing?
I understand that the calendar has been filled with the commission board meetings that are scheduled by the head of the board or the head of the commission. I understand that's on the calendar now.
Nope. There's actually nothing after today. The golf tournament's on there though. That's great.
So for the month of June, you're not showing anything?
May or June.
Okay, we'll have to look at that because I was on the...
Well, I don't know June, but I would assume you do May before you did June, but I could be
I was on the
wrong.
impression for May, June, July, August, September, October, November, et cetera, that the scheduled meetings were going to be going up there, for instance.
Nothing.
Okay, well, then we'll have to look into that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Was that meeting, information meeting, was that put in the Middletown Press or?
It didn't have to be, it was not a meeting, it was just an informational.
Just wondering how people are supposed to know.
Yeah, I put it on the website, along for weeks before, and it was noticed, there was a story in the Middletown Press where they did know we were going to have it. I don't think it was not notified as a legal meeting, because it wasn't a legal meeting.
And the other thing is that, the school budget was yesterday.
Yeah.
And I ran out there first thing this morning to get the Middletown Press and look all through it. Nothing in the Middletown Press, nothing in the Hartford Current. But I think, Middletown Press is kind of like the local paper. It should be in there. I don't know why.
I don't either, to tell you the truth, and I'll look into that myself. I didn't see this one
I
either.
think someone,
Did you read it?
Actually, I did post it on the Haddam Bulletin Facebook page this morning. So if you do want the actual numbers, it's up there.
well, I understand, but I just think,
I read the Middletown Press online this morning, and I read
You got the paper.
Yeah, he's talking about the paper.
Talk about the newspaper.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't go online, they go and look at the newspaper, but still, old fashioned.
Well,
I think the Middletown Press should contact the town or something like this, and then, so they can get the results. Somebody should call their editor or something.
good suggestion.
Thank you.
All right, any other thoughts? All right, guys, we're going to attend to accept a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, guys.